What's up, everyone? What's up, my little pomenis? Um, Thanks for coming in to chat. Thank you, Waffles Maple Syrup for the follow, Crotux for the follow, Meek Roofy for the follow. Also, if you see these like blue lines on the screen, I have no idea how to fix that. Please, tech people, help me in chat. New camera, who dis? Um, We're making okonomiyaki tonight. Okonomiyaki party. So I am cheating a little bit because I did have a batter made from a couple nights ago that I'm just using leftovers for. But it's a really cool batter, really cool pancake. For those of you who don't know, okonomiyaki is a Japanese pancake, famous now all throughout Japan. But there's two main variations of it, and that is the Osaka variation and the Hokkaido variation. Osaka and Hiroshima variations, not Hokkaido. We are making the. We'll probably make like more similar to the Hiroshima style, though there's a little bit of nuance there. But the main difference is that Osaka variation is a thicker pancake in the dough itself, and all the ingredients are mixed together and then griddled together and then fried, and then flipped. The Hiroshima style is a layered pancake. So it starts out with a thin layer, like thin crisp layer of pancake. Then you layer on your cabbage, your other vegetables, bacon, noodles, etc. So it has a lot more layers to it. Less pancake dough, but equally as tasty. We're doing kind of like a combination of the two, where we mix the dough with cabbage, and then we'll layer on bean sprouts, benishoga, which is pickled ginger. Not the same pickled ginger as like gari or sushi ginger. This is like a salty pickled ginger. I made this myself. You can buy benishoga, but benishoga is basically ginger with umeboshi or salted plum, and that's where it gets that red color from. Here I just pickle ginger with some pickling liquid that I use for onions I had left over, and a little bit of that umeboshi in here. That I actually salvaged from Choya brand liquors, or they had like a soju or a shochu. And basically the same thing. Soju is the uh, sh- shochu is the Japanese version of soju. But they had one that had pickled plums in them, so I grabbed those out, cut them all up, and added to here. We have yakisoba noodles and then eggs too. And then we're going to make our own okonomiyaki sauce as well. We're gonna make our own okonomiyaki sauce with some, let's see, banana ketchup, Filipino banana ketchup, some sugar, some tonkatsu sauce, some oyster sauce, and a little bit of, I think a tiny bit of smoked soy sauce, which I've had in my fridge for a bit. But what we're gonna do that's a little different is we're gonna make okonomiyaki and combine it with some of the flavors of Singapore My Fun that I really like. Um, kind of. We're gonna riff off of Singapore My Fun, where I really just want like a curry spiced noodle, but we're gonna make kind of our own curry blend for it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add Thai basil to our okonomiyaki, but the curry blend is going to have Javanese curry powder. You can see all these. Javanese curry powder, turmeric. This is amchur powder. Here is garam masala powder and chili powder. So we'll add all those to the noodles along with grounded kaffir lime, which I've had, and ground. Um, this is ground bonito flakes actually, and this is ground kaffir lime. So these are all ingredients that I've had at home. I'm just trying to use up some of the things I have. If you do end up buying some of these ingredients, we'll be cooking with all these ingredients all the time on stream. So you'll have plenty of recipes to kind of cook with. What's up, viewers? How's it going? I see some more people in chat. How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. It was a beautiful day yesterday, so I hope everyone got to spend nice weather or time outside in nice weather. At least if you're in the East Coast or in New York specifically. I had a great time. Went to Roosevelt Island for the first time to see some cherry blossoms. That was really fun. Yeah, super fun day. Yeah, now it's just Sunday. I woke up like 3 hours ago. Lazy Sunday. It was great. It was great. But let's get started. I'm gonna switch over. So on the stove top, I have a pot of water boiling in the back right here. That's for our noodles. And then I'm going to add in this pot pan of spices as well, whole spices, whole masalas. There's black peppercorn, white peppercorn, coriander, a little bit of clove, some cumin seeds, fennel seeds, and chajira again, which is cardamom, black cardamom, or sorry, not cardamom, sorry. Sometimes called black fennel or caraway seeds. You can get that at any Indian grocery store, or if you need to, you can buy cardamom at any like Trader Joe's or anything like that. Right, let's just get that toasted. I'm heating up my crit pan here because that's what we'll use to cook it all. And then we'll be using ghee as well from the ghee that we rendered out from the aloo paratha. So, let's see, what am I going to do first? I think I have everything kind of prepped out, so I'm just going to mix this up. Yeah, we're just going to mix this up and then get it ready. So, in the batter is really simple. It's really just water, flour, salt. You can use homemade dashi if you have, or any stock that you have, or you can just use water and add a little bit of hondashi powder, which is what I did. And then to give it a little better mouthfeel, I add in grated mountain yam, grated Japanese mountain yam, which gives this, like, when you grate it, it's a really slimy texture, and a lot of Japanese people really like that texture of like sliminess in their food. So they'll mix like grated mountain yam or even like a raw egg into the rice and just eat that. That's like the texture of natto too, if you're familiar with natto. But natto is a fermented soybean that's like super sticky, super gooey, kind of funky tasting, but you know. But this is what grated mountain yam. Grated mountain yam is totally optional, but that's what gives me this like kind of, you see this like gooiness to it. That's what's gonna give it here. And you want a pretty thin batter. Like not too thick, not too thin, depending on what style you're making. But you want it to like kind of flow off, like that. Um, if it's super thick, if it's super thick, like all you really have to do is cook it longer. For a thin one, then the batter might kind of spread everywhere. So you just don't want to pay attention to that. You can always adjust just by adding more flour. But let's see. So I give that a mix. I'm going to chop up. Actually, I won't even chop this up. I'm just gonna hand rip this Thai basil. And then we'll make our okonomiyaki sauce as well. I like Thai basil a lot because I find it so floral, very like almost like lemony, really. Like I grew up with Thai basil, so like this just smells like Thai basil to me. But like it's kind of lemony, it's very herbaceous, and it's super delicious. I highly recommend using Thai basil if you haven't, or like playing around with Thai basil. But now we'll make our sauce. Okonomiyaki sauce is similar to tonkatsu sauce, but it's a little sweeter, a little tangier than tonkatsu sauce. Where tonkatsu sauce tends to be a little like richer. But the main ingredients are really just like Worcestershire sauce. Sometimes I put ketchup in it. Lots of sugar. That's basically the gist of it. They're very similar. So if you only have one and you don't want to make your own sauce, you can use it. I'm just making my own because I have a bunch of ingredients that I want to use up. So I'm adding in tonkatsu sauce, banana ketchup for sweetness, and a little bit of like body. Oyster sauce for depth. Oyster sauce for depth and umami. Not too much oyster sauce. What we're doing basically is it's mostly tonkatsu sauce and just a little bit of oyster sauce for background, and then I would say about half the amount of tonkatsu sauce that you add is the amount of ketchup, and then about half of the amount of ketchup is what you would add for the oyster sauce. Um, my spices are toasting. I want to make sure they're not burning. And then we'll grind those up too. And then I have my pan preheating here, so that should get nice and hot. Ooh. I hear them crackling, so I'm making sure I'm not forgetting them. And then, like I said, a bunch of sugar. So we'll add probably like 1.5 tablespoons. And then just grab a spoon, mix it up, and see how it tastes. The spices are almost done too. So we'll give this a mix. We're also going to add some toasted spices to this sauce too. So okonomiyaki means, it actually translates to like as you like it. So as you like it, like grill, right? Yaki is grill, and okonomi is like, it means like as you like it, or like have it your way kind of idea. So the idea is that, you can really add whatever you want to okonomiyaki. But I would say that the main foundation is going to be that batter that you use, and like tons of cabbage. So I have all my spices toasted. I'm just going to grind them up in mo here. Ooh. Nice and toasty spices. I love toasted spices. It's a good way to, we're practicing trying to use up the ingredients that we have here, but I try to keep my pantry well stocked with just about anything I could need. And I love shopping at like local grocery stores as I like travel around the city and like different neighborhoods, or even as I'm like going to different countries and states, and like I could pop by like a local spice store or local like dry goods store or import goods store, and I try to pick up some stuff there and then like find a way to use it. So I really encourage like y'all to do the same, right? It's a good way to practice like just supporting a community, supporting your immigrant communities and whatnot. And that way you don't have to buy it, you can buy it all there, a couple of things at a time, and just incorporate them into like your daily cooking. Spices, I don't think I ever hurt anyone. Someone's riding their motorcycle outside. Spices never really hurt anyone, and they add great flavor, and the more you use them, the more comfortable you get with like what the flavors are. So I really do encourage that. Alright, so these are all toasted. I'm gonna fry them up in ghee along with the dried spices. Except for these two, the kaffir lime leaf, or sorry, makret lemon leaf. We don't say the word kaffir anymore because kaffir is associated with and people who are enslaved. It's a derogatory term for people who are enslaved, and so this ingredient, makret lime, it's also called makret elsewhere in the world. So we try to use the word makret now instead. In case you ever like come across that. Language is so important in like our society, our everything that we do. That at least I find it very important to make sure that we're using accurate language and using language that is inclusive and is not not problematic, and not like racist and whatnot. Oh, that smells great. All right, so we're gonna mix all of our dried powders together. So again, it's turmeric, Javanese curry, which comes in like Javanese curry powder, which comes in like these big glass jars. That's what they use in Singapore My Fun usually. Chili powder, garam masala, amchur powder, which again is a dried green mango. Great source of acid in dishes that is not like a liquid. And then all my freshly ground spices here: chai jeera, fennel, cumin, black and white peppercorns. All right, so we add some of this. I might not add all of this. I might save this spice for another day. But actually, you know what I'll do? I'll add it all, and then I'll save this spice blender for another day, because I think this spice mixture should be pretty interesting to see. All right, take our friendly brush, brush out the rest. But yeah, so okonomiyaki you can find various places and all throughout Japan. Sometimes they'll it'll be like a teppanyaki grill, which is if you like had hibachi or something like that. It's just like a flat top grill. They'll have one at table side, and you can actually make your own okonomiyaki there. Um, that's always really fun. All right. Again, okonomiyaki as you like it, so you can really add whatever you want to this. The main things are really again the batter and everything, and I would say like the cabbage really, and then like the sauces really make okonomiyaki. But like from a from a from a filling standpoint, I think you can add anything you want for the most part. All right, so my dry spices are mixed. I'm gonna toast. I'm gonna bloom some of these, probably about half of this mixture, in ghee, and then add that to here into the sauce, and also add some to maybe the batter, a little bit to the batter, and definitely we'll top the rest of it off with the noodles. So let's heat up this pan again. Add a little bit of ghee in. Add a little bit of ghee. I'm gonna add a little bit of ghee on this one too. And then we'll heat up our spices as well as start cooking our pancake, because the pancake is a little thick, so it does take a little bit of time to cook, and we don't want it to burn. So we're just gonna add a little bit of ghee, let that heat up. Add ghee to this pan. Add a little bit more. Now water is boiling for the noodles, which is great. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop those in. These are yakisoba noodles that you can use. I think you use like lo mein noodles, or whatever you want really. You don't even need to use noodles if you don't want to. So I will add. I'll add all of these in. If I have leftover noodles, then that just means I have leftover curry noodles, which is also delicious. My my dish thing for the spoons and utensils got burnt just now. Unfortunately, I guess I'll have to pick up a new one. Alright, so my ghee is melted. My pan is getting hot, so I'm gonna add my spices now. About half of this I think should do. And then we'll add the mixture in other places. Actually, let's see. I'll do about that much for now. If we need to add the dry ones before they've been like the untoasted ones, then that's fine. We can do that. Now what I want to do is toast these guys up. Going to grab spatula. Can we maybe we can switch cams. Let me see if that works. Oh, it does work. Nice. Let's see. All right, we'll switch back actually because I don't know how to fix that. All right, well, since these spices are ground already, they're gonna bloom pretty quickly. You just want them to bloom until you smell it in the air. Staying nice and dark, nice and toasty. Exactly what we want. I think these are good actually. Smell the chili powder in there. All right, so we're gonna add about a ladle full into the batter. About half a ladle full into the sauce, and then the rest of this will be for the noodles. So I'm just gonna leave it in there, and then once the noodles are done, I'll toss it in the noodles. Add some more oil. I also need to taste this sauce to see where we're at on this because I haven't tasted it yet. Smells really good though. What's everyone up to in chat today? Any plans for Sunday? How's your weekend and everything? Any good eats? What was the best thing you ate this week, chat? For me, the best thing I ate this week was honestly the okonomiyaki I had a couple days ago was pretty dang delicious. But in addition to that, ooh, that's good. In addition to that, I also made like a room temperature udon dish yesterday for breakfast. That was just like an udon salad, and that was delicious too. Again, I haven't like made that dish before, so it was cool to see. All right, so I'm gonna add my batter to this. I realized that my pan was my heat was off, which was not good. It's okay. Just turn it back on. It's okay. It might stick a little bit because the pan was off, but I did preheat the pan before, so hopefully, with luck and good energy, it'll come out fine. Ramen from Rockin', plant-based broth, was delicious and creamy and thick from Little Tokyo. Ooh, that sounds good. I really want to make ramen. I really want to make ramen one of these days, but it's just so just so much work. So I'm a little like, maybe not. So this is gonna be a huge okonomiyaki because it covers the pan. Once we get to flipping, we might run into some problems, but hey, that's part of the fun. Flipping the okonomiyaki and seeing if it will stick and flip all in one. Okay, we're just spreading this out evenly. We'll let this cook. We'll add our bean sprouts in just a second. Our noodles are just about done too, so we can actually transfer the noodles over to the pan with the spices. And then I'll add more ghee so it fries up. Actually, I'll add the ghee now. So, a good amount of ghee, because we do want basically this to like pan fry. I hate this stove. It sucks. Oh, Cindy, I saw the Courage Bagel thing on your Instagram. That shit looks so good. I am craving bagels all the time. There's not really like a great place to get bagels around here, unfortunately, in Sunset Park. But the standard bodega bagel can do its job. All right, so our noodles, I'll go ahead and drop these into the pan here. The water from the pasta will go ahead and basically make a curry paste from the powders in here, from the masalas. Make sure we get all the noodles here, drain them out, and then. Alright. Then we just fry these noodles up. We're gonna fry them like pretty heavily because we do want it to get pretty crispy, just to add textural contrast to the dish. What we won't do is salt these though, because we won't need it. The flavor in the sauce is going to be enough, along with the mayo that we'll add, the Japanese mayo on top that we'll add, and the they're recently mentioned in the New York Times. Oh wow, that's cool. That's cool that like an LA place got mentioned in the LA Times. So while this is mixing and frying up, ooh, it already smells really good. It smells like curry spices or like masala spices in the air, which I love. I love that my like house can now smell like my Desi friends' homes. Because I always enjoy going over their houses to like just smell all the spices in the air. Alright, next. I'm gonna add a touch more ghee to the bottom of this pan. Just so that it helps to crisp up the noodles, because again, we do want it pretty crispy. I want to taste a little bit of these noodles. Alright, I like the spices. The toasting of it really brings out like a lot of the like nutty flavors of the spices. And also introduces a little bit of bitterness, right? The charring of it introduces a little bit of bitterness, which I think is really important in dishes to balance bitterness as well. That's like, I think recently we've been really exploring, like we as a cuisine have been exploring acid, with like everyone wanting like fermented goods and like and things like that. But like something that I think is going to be next is the exploration of bitterness into cooking. So we'll see how that goes. I think like white Americans usually typically like don't like bitterness as a flavor, because they have just an association with it that's like not great. But bitterness is a great flavor. It's like if you use it well and it balances, it really helps bring out a lot of other flavors as well. All right, so you see that like it's kind of getting cooked on the outside now. Now is the point where we add in our bean sprouts. So I'm going to use the rest of these bean sprouts. This is my only meal today, so it's going to be big. Gotta go, boys gotta eat. And then we'll add in Thai basil as well. Thai basil, and then oftentimes with Hiroshima style okonomiyaki, they'll add in pork belly, thinly sliced pork belly strips. We don't have that. I'm using bacon instead, which I think will work fine. Probably even, honestly, even like it'll probably even taste like even more delicious. But we're gonna add bacon. We're gonna do these like nice long strips of bacon. This is thick cut bacon, which I like. I like using thick cut bacon more than regular bacon. You don't have to add bacon. It's all optional. I just enjoy bacon. So add like 3.5 slices of bacon. These will cook up pretty nicely. I am super nervous to flip this. That's gonna suck. Flipping this is not gonna be fun, but we'll see how it goes. Are y'all ready for the flip? Yeah, we're gonna be flipping it soon, so. Oh, I forgot to add the benishoga too. That's supposed to go in first, actually, before the bean sprouts. So let me just go ahead and add those in now. I'll strip away this bacon. Actually, I'm gonna cut this bacon in half too. Cut the bacon in half, just so that it layers on better. I'll cut this one in half too. Cindy, is the New York Times how you heard about that bagel place too? So I'm just gonna add in my pickled ginger and salted plums. Just right on top. That's fine. We'll just sprinkle it in. All right, now we see if we can flip it. Oh yikes. sticking. Okay, it didn't stick. It's not sticking. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Okay, let's try to get under here again. Do I sound like I'm nervous? Because I am. Alright, okay. Alright. Ah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Maurice, look, Maurice. Ah! Oh, I made a mess. Okay, it was pretty good. Pretty good flip. We did it. We did it, y'all. We flipped it. Nose around the corner. We always seen lines when we pass it. Then we read on social media that it was because of the New York Times. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, well, it looked delicious for sure. Definitely looked delicious. So I can't wait to try it when I go out to LA. Alright, now we fry up the other side. Really just cooking the bacon on here. Put away our ghee. We don't need it anymore, I don't think. Alright. I guess this means thank you. Nice flip, right? We did it. We did. I was so nervous. I was so nervous about the flip. Oh jeez. Okay. So while the bacon fat also renders out, we're gonna press this down slightly, just so that it all combines. I also forgot, and this might be to my detriment now, because I forgot to add. You're supposed to add more batter on top as a glue, but I completely forgot, and so now we might have fucked up, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We will make do with what we have, I guess. Alright, the noodles are going. Very nice and crispy. Flame went off again. Right. Thanks, Nightbot. Yeah. So I'm excited. I went to Japan December of 2019, and it changed my life. I promise you that. It changed my life. I went on a solo trip there for about 3 weeks and just traveled kind of across Japan. I started in Tokyo, then went to Odate, which is like a farming town, farming village, or prefecture, I guess. I really don't know. But I went to Odate to stay at a rice farm with this like lovely older couple, and it was so sweet. And then I went to Sapporo in Hokkaido, followed by Osaka, then Nara, then back to Tokyo. But I was able to try all these different foods and really experience the food culture in Japan and like try to and be inspired by that. So it was really exciting, and it's, I'm coming back with all this new knowledge and like kind of missing of like Japanese culture and cuisine. And I'm so lucky that I have access to a lot of Japanese produce around here, especially at Industry City and Sunrise Mart in New York. And I understand that like Japanese ingredients can't always be the most easily accessible, though you can find anything online these days, which is amazing. But yeah, Japanese food is like, I always think of Japanese food as like one of the best forms of simplicity in food and reserve. So I think Japanese cooking to me shows a lot of reserve, which is really hard to do in cooking these days, right? Like I think a lot of cooks really love like big flavors, big bold flavors, because that's what like we're used to, at least as Americans. Like we love our big flavors, but like the beauty of Japanese food is that it's so stunning and yet so simple, and that's what they do. That's what they're all about there. I realize that you can see my spotlight up here. That's okay. I don't have a tripod right now, so my camera is sitting on a step ladder with boxes on it, just so it gets to the right height. Um, it is what it is. We do what we can here at MSG. It smells great. The bacon is cooking well. It's almost ready to transfer over to the better noodles, and then we'll crack an egg on top, or not on top, into this pan, and then once the egg is cooked, then we will transfer it all over to the egg, plate it up, top it up. I totally forgot to add bonito flakes to the batter too, but it's okay. We'll add it on top. We'll just add it now. We'll add it to here. We'll add it to this layer. Not exactly the same, but it's okay. So bonito, katsuobushi is also what it's called. I call it bonito because it's made out of the bonito tuna usually. Bonito is a type of tuna. And katsuobushi it's when it's dried, when it's smoked and salted, and then shaved into these ribbons. That's what you see on top of takoyaki, on top of okonomiyaki, which you'll see, and that's what they use to make dashi broth as well. So we just ground that up into a powder. They usually will add it to the batter too, but I forgot. It's okay. No worries there. Alright, so now the bacon looks like it's getting cooked. Take a little peek here. Yeah, this is gonna be a mess because I did not add the batter to stick it on. All right, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how transferring it over goes. Let's let this cook out a little bit longer. I think the bacon is sticking slightly, so we're gonna make sure that we can slide it off later. So I'm just gonna scrape the bottom of this pan. Scrape the bottom, make sure nothing's sticking. Alright, okay, nothing's sticking. I'm going to transfer this carefully and slide it onto the noodles. Let me use this one. And then use this to help me slide it through. Oops. Alright, let's go. Alright, wish me luck, y'all, on the slide. Alright, one piece of bacon kind of escaped. That's okay. Alright, so I'll just hide that in there real quick. Let that go. And now we will add, there's enough oil in this from the bacon fat, so I don't need to add more oil. So now we'll add that to the noodles. Give this a little press. And then I'm going to crack an egg. Cook an egg. Alright. We'll do this the way that they do it on the streets, which is crack it with the spatula and then open it up. Alright, where's my other egg? There it is. Alright. Got a little bit of shell in there, that's okay. We'll just take that out. Right. And then what they do is they use the spatula to just spread it out into a circle. To an even layer. And then we will transfer the noodles and the pancake, the okonomiyaki, to this. Look at that. Beautiful. Like a professional. Alright, now the noodles will go over. Oops. a day too. All right. Now this is basically done. You know, like we are chilling right now. We'll just let the egg finish cooking. Let this kind of crisp up, and then we'll transfer this to a plate that's big enough to hold all this. Let me throw my eggs away. Alright, let that heat up, and then I have just the plate for this. Alright. My okonomiyaki sauce. Got a brush for it. And then this is about done. So I'll take this off now. Y'all see this? Here, let me show y'all. Over here. Looks nice, right? Alright. Ooh, that's super heavy. I'm glad that this is my only meal today, because this is a lot, not gonna lie. A lot of food. I can't believe like one person eats this in Japan. That's insane to me. The egg isn't sticking. It did stick a little bit. It's okay. Right. You know what we can also do? We can also just eat it off of here. Which might be fun actually. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna eat it off of here. We don't need a plate. Let's eat it off of this thing. Boom. Boom. Alright. Now we glaze it with okonomiyaki sauce. Don't skimp out on this too. This is like what really makes the dish. Okonomiyaki sauce. Looks good. Been wanting to get this at Lance and Little Tokyo, but always packed. Yeah. Do they have the grills that you can do it yourself at, or do they do it for you? There. Do you know? Because I really wanna. I don't think there's a place in New York that has one that grills it, where you can grill it yourself. But hey, if anyone wants to give me money, I will open that restaurant. I will open that restaurant for you. So I'm just gonna use the rest of this. You can save some and use it, as extra. You can use extra for it on top, but I will just do it like this. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of this garam masala on top. All right, then I will add kaffir lime leaf. Usually they'll add aonori, which is a green seaweed, roasted seaweed, different from like regular nori. Tastes slightly different. I don't have any, so I'm just using kaffir lime. I'm gonna add the rest of this to this powder because I don't think we will need that much. And then, what else? Oh, Japanese mayo, of course. So I have Japanese mayo. Right. Tons of Japanese mayo. I might even do. Do I want to do another one? Nah. All right, a little bit extra. A little bit extra. A little mayo. I've never hurt anyone. Last words ever spoken. Do you get it at the place? Oh, do they have it there? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember if they have it there. If they had it there, they probably do. Maybe they do. And then top it with bonito. I love katsuobushi, so I'm gonna put extra on here because it's so. I think it tastes so good. It's like smoky, fishy, salty, very like tons of umami, very savory, And plus, look, it's dancing now. I don't know if you can see, but it is dancing. It is dancing. And then I'll just take my paint scrapers. That's what these actually are. These are actually paint scrapers. And then just cut it into pieces. And we'll see how this tastes. So this is my masala okonomiyaki, inspired by Singapore My Fun. To take me back to my travels in Japan. I'm cutting this into 6 pieces. Probably should have cut it before I put on the katsuobushi, but just for like presentation. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm the only one eating this, so that's fine. And we'll scrape all this good stuff off here to whoever needs it. And let's try it out. Let's see what this tastes like. Grab a plate. And then we'll eat together on stream. We'll do like a little mukbang. Take a pic. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you for the reminder. Can always count on you. Can always count on family to remind me to take pictures. Alright. A little bit of mayo fell off. Right. Yum. My okonomiyaki. Nice. Let's take a piece, see how it tastes. Ooh. Right, I didn't cut this very well. It kind of fell apart. It's okay. As long as it ends up in my mouth. I'll take a big piece. Ooh, look at that. Big pile of okonomiyaki right here. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how we did. I might burn my mouth on this. We'll see. I smell the spices. I smell the Thai basil too. Oh. Honestly, I didn't know if this would work with all the spices and the masala spices, but this is really good. This is really, really tasty. The masala spices add like a background to this, but this totally tastes like okonomiyaki to me. With like a slightly different, like a little bit of like a nuance to with the spices. This is super delicious. Maybe we'll add this to a menu at some point. Yum! Wow! 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 You guys want to hang out? We're gonna hang out while we eat a little bit. We'll do a little mukbang. So, I went on a date yesterday. That was why I was in Randall's Island. I know, right? Fun times, fun date. The egg got super crispy. Yum. Oh, I dropped one. It was fun. Guess we'll see about a second one. But I started a new project at work. That was fun. New client. So I've been really, really busy. Trying to battle burnout, you know? Like trying to battle not getting burnt out. But y'all know, I came to this realization yesterday because one of my themes for 2021. So I like doing themes instead of resolutions for the year. One of my themes I'm trying to like embody, I guess, is sustained conviction. So in 2020, in 2020, I learned conviction, right? And what what that really means is that like I just learned to like accept myself for who I am, right? And like just do me, right? But that's always hard to sustain. I always feel like but I realize that the reason why it becomes hard to sustain is because even when you're trying to do you, oftentimes we worry about like what other people or like our peers or people that we care about will see us as or view us as, and that's what makes ambition really hard to sustain. Because when you're constantly thinking about like what is the best version of yourself that you want to put out there, um, it gets conflated with like what is the best version that you think that other people want to see you as, and that's like conviction any longer, right? So I learned yesterday is that like it's the same conviction is about letting go of all those like ideas of trying to please like other people and whatnot, and just like being who you are and not really giving a fuck about like other things, and the people who like your stuff and like are about what you're doing will gravitate towards you and will flock towards you as long as you're doing your due diligence to like be the best version of yourself that you foresee yourself as, or you see possible for yourself. So I've been trying to practice that recently. I really just had this realization yesterday. um, I'm trying to practice that more. um, yeah, amen, right? But it's been hard. I think because oftentimes we get conflated too with like was like I might think that like I want to be this version of myself because like I see that these things are really beneficial, or like I want to adopt these like characteristics. Let's say for example, mm, let's say for activism, for example, right? Activism. I feel like a lot of people who are like, oh my god, I need to participate and act in activist like discourse, racial discourse, things like that, right? But it can come off as either performative or it can come off as like they don't really know what they're doing. They're just doing to do, which there can be a place and time for that. But like if that's not really who you feel comfortable being, like if that's not a version of yourself that you feel comfortable being, then you really have to think about like is that truly who you like are these things that you're doing to reflect this person that you're trying to be really comfortable for you, right? And really like aligned with what you're about. um so I think like part of the process then is about like let's say for activism again, it's about what ways can I participate in activism that that align with like my way of life, so maybe you're not someone who wants to go out to protest and is like combative or aggressive or like wants to like be on the ground, and that's fine, right? Like we have those people, and we need those people. But like if you're not that person, then you don't need to be that person, right? But there are ways in which you can help, right? I'm sure there are ways in which you can help. And remember, there's no one answer to like activism or racial discrepancies, racial disparities. Um, but you find a solution that works for you that helps the society as a whole. So something that like I do, for example, is going on Twitch, talking about these topics while I'm cooking and as they relate to cooking, and I make foods that are that can be cross cultural, right? Like I think a Chinese person, a Singaporean person, Desi American, um, uh, uh, a Japanese American, and like I think any of those people will enjoy this dish and find a piece of warmth in this dish too, like something that reminds them a little bit of home or a little bit of like something that they've eaten in the past. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, so I've been like working on that for myself, trying to really fine tune what it is, like what the best actions for my that I can do that align with like what I want to do, and so they take up less energy for myself, so I have more time for myself. It's a hard process. I'm sure we're all going through it, but it's something that I at least want to be intentional about. The more intentional you are with your growth, the more results you'll have. At least I truly believe that. Oh, Sorry for the soapbox, but hey, good things, good important things. Love to hear your thoughts too, chat. Like just on this, or even just like whatever you want to talk about. Down to talk. This food is delicious. I am seriously doubting my ability to finish all this, so I might eat half, maybe a little more than half because it is delicious, and then call it a day. But we'll save it for like tomorrow's lunch or something. Speaking of, I need to thinking about like food. I need to test dishes, test recipes for May, and I am so behind on that. I have not. There's so much I need to do. I was just thinking about this yesterday, because I was, like I said, I was on a date, but all I could think about was like, oh my god, I have so much work to do, you know. But yeah, we can be kind to ourselves too. Like, let ourselves take a break. It's hard. The grind is hard, but it's worth it. It's worth it if you are grinding for yourself. You know, that's the only time I think the grind is worth it, when you're grinding for yourself. I still don't, I still don't know how I feel about like plain noodles. Like these noodles don't have any sauce or like salt in them, and like sometimes I get mouthfuls of noodles and they're kind of bland, but altogether it's delicious. Or maybe you can add some like okonomiyaki sauce to the noodles too while they fry. I've seen that a few places in a few videos as well. Whew. I've been thinking about like I just saw this video yesterday called "Have a Good Summer," and it was this dude who was like looking through his old like middle school yearbook or something. And like called up a bunch of his old schoolmates. And started talking to them. It's a super, super cute video. Actually, let's watch it together. Let's watch it together. Let's see if I can pull it up. All right. I have to open Facebook first, so maybe y'all shouldn't see that. It's okay. I don't care, actually. And then I have to find where it got sent to me. All right. There it is. It's a super cute video. I didn't watch all of it. I like was watching it in the subway, so I didn't hear all of it because of the passing trains. So I'm glad that we can rewatch it. All right, here we go. Here we go, chat. Is it playing? Is it gonna play? My computer's slow right now.
Hello?
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 Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
On? What
Sean, that's me.
I was flipping through my 8th grade yearbook,
Oh, dude, I was going through my yearbooks just a week ago.
and you wrote in my yearbook, keep in touch. Sean loves Way. Have a bitchin' summer.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Being an 8th grader means taking on a whole new responsibility. I'm a boss, said the odds answer.
So dumb,
I'm a
dude.
boss.
So dumb.
Anyways, I thought of you when I was flipping through the yearbook.
That's
so
so
I thought
cute.
I'd give you a call. See you later.
I haven't seen you since high school, Sean. I was like, he's probably butt-dialing me. I'm just about to go grab some coffee. Gym, work, adulting, I guess. Just freaking living life.
Can I call you later? I was gonna shave my head and take a shower.
Wait, what?
I'm actually about to pull up to the mosque. I'm gonna get breakfast right now. But I'll text you later.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Adios.
What about you? What's going on in your life, man?
I'm good. Working, figuring it out.
Like, you're always doing something film related, right?
Trying to, yeah.
Okay.
How are you? How's life?
I'm just, freaking working at this restaurant job.
It's a good video.
Trying to fix my back so I can start dancing 100%. So that's like a
Really?
arduous process. Honestly, 8th grade behind confidence is unmatchable.
You think you peaked in 8th grade?
Maybe not 8th grade. Maybe close to it. Maybe 8th grade. How were you in 8th grade? Like, how did you feel?
I was in my whole Warped Tour scene phase.
Cock it and pull it.
I remember people were always like, "You're the coolest Asian I know."
Dude, I clearly remember that. Someone told me, like, he said you're the hottest Indian guy she's ever met.
Aw.
I felt so happy to hear that, but I was like, oh, that's
Let's go for hot.
like, yeah, I don't know.
This is a good, like, well
What do
edited
you
video.
miss most?
Low.
Riding the bus. Oh my god! It was definitely not your ordinary class, that's for sure. 40 or 50 kids from all different backgrounds. Completely unsupervised, crazy shit going on. Hella loud. Bloody knuckles. Getting hypey. Borderline PDA. Pissing in his soda and stuff. This is a public zoo. Body shots. There's no keeping it clean. I remember
Oh my
trying
God.
to make a scene or something. Do you remember this guy named? And I announced to the bus. This I'm gonna snort this whole handful of sugar. He like put me in a headlock. And then I literally snorted that whole thing. I just like punched him right in the face. I remember walking home hella proud with this sugar drip going down my nose. And he's like, and I was like, you want the man? I don't remember how people
Oh my
reacted.
God.
Not chill at all. Yeah, like, I was honestly really weird back then.
Weren't we
Like, I
all?
was always
Weren't we
trying
all,
to,
Sean?
like, put on for people.
Yeah, but it was also like we were 13.
Yeah, that's true. Times are different now.
How do you feel about growing older? Like, is adulthood what you expected it to be?
Definitely not. There's some aspects of my life where I feel like I have not grown up and everyone else has.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
felt
if that
that.
makes sense.
That makes sense. I've been thinking about how, like, my parents immigrated to America when they were 26.
Wow.
I turn 26 next week, and I feel like I'm still figuring out who I am.
I think one of the things that I realized is that you're always figuring it out. Now, I was talking to my dad about this the other day, too. He had me when he was 30 years old. I don't think I'd be ready to have a kid at 30. I have no idea. Like, it's crazy.
Amen. My
It's
parents
so
had me when I
interesting
was
flipping
24,
through the
when they were
yearbook
24.
and like half these people are married now. People we knew like had kids, and I'm just like, when did that happen?
Wow.
And then I'm like, damn, I'm just over here working at a restaurant and like convincing myself I can make it as an artist. That sounded kind of depressing. I definitely see parts of myself in my mom and in my dad. But I also think that it's hard for children of immigrants to 100% feel like their parents.
You have these dreams
Yeah.
and these ambitions, but there's always a little bit of fear that I'm always like, what if it doesn't work out?
Yeah. The struggles that we go through are completely different from the struggles that they go through.
Yeah.
From a different perspective, I already have everything made. Their life was also way more innocent back then, too.
Yep.
I'm alive. I have the privilege to pursue my passion, you know? If they went to something like a rave, they would have lost their minds. So, in that sense, I'm actually pretty happy. I'm already living the American dream. But, yeah. Sometimes I'll just, like, get in my head about that. That's life, I guess.
C'est la vie. A bird pooped on my head. Amos Kim showed us his Bay Area
Looking through
shirt.
the yearbook
His
is
baggy
such a
jeans.
crazy.
He also mentioned his Banana Republic boxers. In life, we all face
Time
numerous
capsule.
tough decisions. We often forget the big picture of life and live day to day. I'm glad I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
You can stop. You stop caring about what people think about you in a way. I mean, you still do,
I
but not the
honestly, like,
same
hella miss that
insecurities.
time.
Yeah. I think like as an adult, I've been trying to like unlearn a lot of the insecurities I've had and like let go
You
of
don't
them.
have any perspective on how quickly your life moves.
This really makes me think about that too. This video.
After it's passed you by, right?
Yeah.
Aww.
So, who knows? Like, when we're in our 40s, we're going to look back at 25 years old and we're going to be like,
Scoot, what's up, Martin? What's up?
I'm
What's up?
still a boss, dude.
You're still a boss, my guy. Yes, this is Hags. We just finished cooking. We made okonomiyaki today. Yeah, dude. I'm like I'm feeling it right now. Totally feeling it.
Anyway, I'm going to go pick up my coffee, but I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, have a good summer.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good. Have a good day, bro.
Seriously,
Yeah.
so
Have a
well,
good
man.
summer.
Peace.
Have a good summer. I love that this was like made. Oops, shit. I love that this was made by like his classmates too. You know? That's amazing. Wow. Wow. Alright. Back to just us. Ugh. Does this work? Did I set this up yet? I did not set this up yet, sorry. Alright. Yeah, the editing was so good. Editing, pacing, the storytelling, it was all really great. Yeah, Cindy, you definitely still have like insecurities, but they're definitely not the same insecurities. What I've been doing a lot recently has been like learning and identifying the things that like all these like different kind of like limitations that I've like either put on myself or yeah, I have no idea what these blue edges are. I don't know what is focus peaking on. I don't know what that means. I will maybe do some research. Hopefully. I was like trying to figure that out too. I was trying to text you. But I'm assuming that you were busy. I hope the Poconos went well. But yeah, I've been thinking about like all these like things that I had learned growing up, either from like parents, my elders, teachers, mentors, etc. That I did. Cindy reminded me. So thanks, Cindy, for that. I did get a picture of the okonomiyaki. So, you know, I was thinking about like what's it called? The like all these other kind of limitations that other people had put on me that I had like inherited or like learned and internalized that really don't need to apply to me right now, or like that I don't actually want to apply to me. So things like, dude, like things like being loud in public. Like, man, I'm hella loud. If you don't know me, like I'm like a shouter. I shout all the time, especially when I'm like drinking or like having some fun. Like I am a loud person. But my parents always told me to like not be loud and like to not like, they're like, oh, like all these things about like behaving, right? And I feel like I learned a lot of that stuff, just like, to be comfortable with who I am. Cooking was one of those things too. My parents hated when I cooked, and I'm slowly unlearning, and through cooking, I'm slowly unlearning all these different things that were internalized growing up that are stifling my growth right now. That video really made me think about that. Just thinking about like who we were as a kid, and like what are the things that we learned as like middle schoolers, and how they're so different now. Like how it's so different, but like, at least for me, I feel like the same person I always was, at least to its core. Yeah, yeah. I also realized that I don't think I changed the the title from my stream layout in the one with the stove because which kind of sucks. Yeah, it says for Godova, right? Yeah, whoops. Rip. Whoops. Okay, we're learning. Hopefully it'll be better. I had a long night last night, late night, just kind of hanging out, bullshitting with Kevin. So take it easy on me. Keck W. It also says Wednesday dinner. The fuck? I thought I changed that. I literally started stream, then like it didn't come up with the option for me to change the title of it, and so I went back and ended the stream and then restarted the stream to change the title. So I guess it didn't work. I don't know. Twitch hates me. Twitch is not happy with me. Oh, thank you, Mushroom Cat. Mushroom Cat for the follow. Thank you. Oh, you can change it midstream? I have no idea how to do that on Streamlabs. In OBS it was pretty easy. Like OBS Studios. It was pretty easy, but I have not figured out how to do that in Stream Chat yet. But yeah, thank you, Mushroom Cat 0903 for the follow. I think I know who this is. But yeah, thanks Taki. Thanks Taki and probably Shirley for the follow. Yeah. I think we're good. I don't know what I'm gonna use this powder for, but maybe I'll do like actual mi fun with this powder. Singapore mi fun with this. I did get some extra ingredients. I also want to make kimbap at some point and pad thai. So those will be on the radar. But May will be a bunch of original dishes. It is. There we go. I knew. Yeah. I mean, But will it kimbap? I don't know. It might kimbap. I would think that like kimbap would kimbap. Like giving it its name. but who knows? Yeah. So I do want to make kimbap at some point. I do want to make pad thai at some point. But there's lots to do. Lots to do in May as well. So we'll see. We're gonna make like original dishes, like I said. So it'll kind of be like a process. We'll work together with chat to make the dish, hopefully, and then we'll see how it goes, and we'll plate it up nicely in May. But there's a full story behind it, so I'm really excited for y'all to see that in just like a couple weeks. Yeah, Shanley originals really do hit differently. My dishes that I go off of by like watching videos and like just memory always are good, and they like taste really nice. But then like I would say my originals are I find the most fun in them because I get to be creative, and like my goal is when you eat something that I make, it like tastes similar to something that you might have had, but also tastes completely different from something from that dish, and that's kind of my goal, because I love the idea of whimsy, of like being whimsical with my food, and yeah, and it's a great way to introduce different cuisines and different cultures and history as well. But you'll see all that in May. Like we'll get that all going for y'all. Y'all see it. But I think that's it for stream today. I've been feeling a little tired. Not quite burnt out yet. Like, I love streaming, don't get me wrong. I do love streaming. Some of the other stuff is a little tiring, but work's just been busy, so I'm a little tired today. But hey, it's been fun. We all need our days to rest. Hope everyone's doing well. Remember to cherish our elders, reach out to a loved one, all the good stuff. And I will see you next time, probably Thursday, where I will either make pad thai, single my fun, or kimbap. One of the three, probably. Or maybe something completely different. We'll see. But thanks, chat. Thank you all. Night, night.